Hey everyone, this is Gregg with Coldesi, and today I wanted to give you a brief demonstration on how to press a finish transfer with our Digital HeatFX system onto a baseball. Now before we get into it, I just wanted to give you some information about the products we sell at Colman Company and Coldesi. We have two great lines of heat press products. We have our Hotronix line of equipment, and we also have our George Knight line of equipment here. So what I have here today is our Hotronix ball press. So as you can see, I have a soccer ball here, and we've pressed some names onto the soccer ball itself. These are all Digital HeatFX transfers with our easy peel paper. And this part here, the circular part, raises and lowers depending on the size of your ball. So soccer balls, footballs, basketballs. Unfortunately, our baseball is a little too small to fit onto this press. Clearly that's not going to work. So we have to get creative. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take our baseball and on my transfer, and I'm going to press this transfer onto our baseball using our George Knight mug press. This is a great tool here, not only for mugs. Clearly we have other uses for it besides mugs. Small round items, I should say, like baseballs, work great on this mug press. So let's take a closer look and show you how we do this. Alright, so we're here at our mug press, and there's just a couple of things extra that we need to get this process started. Of course, we have our baseball, and I have my cutout transfer right here, which I've printed and married and cut out already using our Digital HeatFX system. I also have our heat tape with our heat dispenser here. Depending on your package that you got with your DFX system, this might have come in your package already. But if you don't have it, you can go on colmanandcompany.com and purchase that. And we have our flexible finishing sheet here, which I love to use on our finishing press. It gives your substrate a really nice textured look. So I like to use this on hard goods and on sports balls, so I'm going to use that today. And last but not least, of course, we have our George Knight mug press, which we're going to use today to press our transfer onto the baseball. And if you don't have this press, we have it available as well on our Colman and Company website. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of our heat tape, and I'm just going to simply lay it on top of my transfer like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick the spot that I want on our baseball, and I'm going to lay it on here and just drag my finger across one side and then drag it across the other side so it's nice and flat on here, and so both sides are adhered with the tape. Just going to do another piece just to make sure that it's nice and flat. Okay, so we have our ball ready to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to simply and very carefully lay this into our mug press like so. I'm not going to use that flexible finishing sheet until our finishing press. This is still the first step. And now I'm just going to close it, and I'm going to press it for 30 seconds. Okay, our 30 seconds have passed. Now I'm going to very carefully remove this from our ball press, and I'm going to put this on the side to cool. I'm actually going to use a cold pack to cool this down. That way it's completely cooled, because you don't want to peel this while it's still warm. So once it's cooled down, we'll come back and we'll peel it off together. Okay, so I've let this completely cool, and as I mentioned before, I did use a cold pack to make sure that it was completely cool, because even if it is a little warm to the touch, you're going to lose a bit of your transfer. If you do notice when you're peeling it off and there's a piece that didn't fully adhere to the ball, just simply put the tape back on it and lay the transfer back on top and put it back into the heat press. And so this is completely cooled now, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to peel our tape off. All right, and here's our transfer here. So we're not quite done yet. What we're going to do now is we're going to take our flexible finishing sheet and we're going to lay it over our baseball. And we're going to just put it into our mug press very carefully because it is still very hot. And we're just going to finish this with our flexible finishing sheet for about 20 seconds to give it a nice matte finish and a nice textured look. All right, 20 seconds. Carefully pull it out. And just like that, we have a beautiful finished Digital HeatFX baseball using our George Knight mug press. So this is a great way to utilize your mug press in different ways, and we hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope to see you soon.